Hello and welcome to Goose Live. I am your host, Charlie Stivers, also publisher of Goose Magazine. You can find us at goosemag.com. And in today's episode, super excited to bring on a graphic artist that is embracing AI technology to enhance his media assets, his work, and just let that imagination grow. That's kind of the biggest thing that I've seen with these AI tools that we have available to us. And he's actually going to give us a live demo of how quickly we can all use this tool, and also how you may just want to hire this guy too. He's been a big part of our team. All this stuff behind us, he actually generated through some AI work, and then even our Goose Live logo. So super excited to bring him on. Hang tight for our quick intro, and I will give him a proper intro as well. All right. In today's episode, we are actually not going to be talking too much about crypto, but rather stuff to help us prepare for the digital economy, which is AI, and more specifically, AI as far as graphic artistry goes, and how we can just grow our imagination, create amazing work. And we have a professional that I've got to know over the last few months, and he's done some work for us here at Goose. So we're super excited to bring him on. So my intro for him, so the world of art has changed with digital applications providing more tools and resources to artists to create their work. Artificial intelligence, or AI, has provided artists with another tool and endless opportunities to create professional images for commercial and personal use. Our guest, Wes Frick with Wes Frick Design, has embraced the capability of AI to assist his clients with impressive, eye-catching designs to create digital branding assets and marketing materials. Merging strategy with aesthetics, he delivers compelling graphic design solutions that resonate with your audience and drives growth. He also enjoys teaching others to build effective strategies to save time, enhance imagination, and create a value-based call to action. Please welcome Wes Frick. All right,
Hello.
here we go. Welcome to the show, Wes. Appreciate you being
very
here.
Much. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here.
Cool. Yeah, really excited to have you on the show. Obviously your work speaks for itself, but it's fascinating to see you actually do the work. Yeah, it was fun meeting up with you at one of the coffee places here in town and just see you work your magic. And truly is magical to see it come to life.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself first and your journey into being an artist, graphic artist, and then how you discovered AI.
Okay. So I've been a graphic designer for a little bit over a decade. I have a bachelor's degree in graphic design from Lubbock Christian University. And so like this has been my kind of deal for like a decade. I've been a traditional artist as well. I've done a lot of projects for many people. And what really inspires me about graphic design is being able to bring an idea to life that actually does help somebody, but also to bring kind of my ideas into reality and existence through like drawing or just sketching or just kind of getting that ready that way. But I've been doing it. I've been self-employed for the last 2 years, just kind of on my own of freelancing. And so, and I think I adopted the AI stuff in about late 2022, kind of around October when it was kind of starting up. And when I saw it, I was just like, this is insane for graphic designers. And so I've just kind of, stayed up with communities in it. I've been learning. I have a lot of people that I've met that are using it as well, that I've kind of built relationships with business-wise and just personal-wise that I really respect and admire. And so that's kind of my story with AI. So yeah, and
nice.
graphics.
So I guess how I obviously approached you was through NFTs and crypto. And I asked you first thing, have you done any work on NFTs yet? And I can't remember exactly what you said, but no, look and see what I could do. And you just zip this out. So I got to show this to everyone. It is pretty cool. Cool. So I was like, name of it's Golden Goose. We're looking for the next Golden Goose in crypto and digital assets. So that was one of the slides that came from, from this is you generated this image by typing in some special prompts and magically it appeared. And, we did a little bit more tweaking along the way, but I was actually able to use that one on a Happy Easter post, hoping that wishing everyone can find the golden eggs, this year or something like that. But, cheesy but fun.
Yeah.
But cool. And then, so have you done any NFT work yet, or?
I haven't officially done any like NFTs for myself, but what I will say is that the content that is created with AI, whenever you prompt it with your chain of words, it basically what it does is has a very large database of both images and text at the same time, and it basically, if you've how TV static looks, how you have all the little different pixels, what it does is it takes these TV static kind of idea first, and you prompt it to kind of find the image within the noise, and they're all completely mathematically impossible to get the exact same image. So all of the ones that you'll make will be completely original. So as far as NFTs go, they are an original piece that is a new work based on that. It does not take artist work. It doesn't take like 30 people's art and just like kind of piece it together. But what it does do is it learns what is in the images, the style of it, and then it learns the text, and it makes an original content with AI. And that's kind of been the controversial topic in society so far. What I will say to that is Adobe Firefly. is kind of what I'm leaning towards in the future. Right now, they were working on a product called Adobe Firefly that is based off of Adobe stock. So all of their content is based off of licensed and images for commercial use. They're also kind of the industry leader in graphic design in general. I mean, they're the ones that make Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. So they're incorporating kind of the more ethical AI imaging, services into the products, and it is unbelievable what they can do. So, for example, what we can do with one of those geese, is I can extend the top of that in Photoshop now, and I can generate has a lamp above him because there's kind of a light on that top left one, and the Photoshop beta now generates a full lamp, and you can just expand it and add a car, and you can add another goose or a stack of Bitcoin or something. It's cool. You can kind of expand it and do it, but
enhance his tail feathers or something like that.
Yeah, and if you wanted him to have a chain around his neck or wearing a jacket, you just highlight
Right.
him and you can say it, and it just brings it to life quickly. So, and really the reason that I use AI, particularly in graphic design, is because of the speed of it, but also because a client won't have to wait weeks for it. Now, could I go in and draw that with my tablet? Absolutely, I could. And if if the client prefers all human, I'm happy to do that. But I mean, just for what we had needed, just as an idea, just for the goose with the golden egg, we generated 4. But what he's also not showing you is I actually generated about 50 of these, and this was just my favorite set of 4 from those sets. And so I was able to actually kind of curate which ones would be better to kind of preview. So I actually was able to make almost 50 to 100 of these and take the best ones and give it to him. And that's a game changer in and of itself. Of course, you'll see a little bit of problems with the images. For example, some of the ducks may have an extra finger, which that's also been fixed since I made this image. I use Midjourney to do these, and these are kind of version 4. Now they're in version 5.1, which is a little bit more accurate as far as the details go. And now, and even if you needed to fix something, there's tools called in painting and out painting. In painting is basically where on the foot of the duck, on the bottom left, you could circle it and say fix the foot, and it'll go in and it'll match the style and fix it to be more accurate. And so you can actually go in and just fix stuff real easy. And so if there's any issues with it, you just kind of go in and fix it. So, but yeah.
So what's interesting here too is, especially in the NFT side, when AI art started coming out more, it was obviously scrutinized. People say, oh, they're cheating. That's all AI, blah, blah, blah. And even with, ChatGPT, obviously we have to watch out for plagiarism and source it properly. But, it's a tool that, again, enhances our imagination. So yeah, kind of like you were saying earlier, you can generate these images. And yes, if you have to do them all human freehand, you can do that, but now you have something to model after. And just proper disclosure, and like you said, with ethical design or work in general, I think it's just such a way to increase productivity. And the other premise that's floating around is oh, AI is going to take away so many jobs. Well, no, that's a short way of thinking about this, where it can enhance our productivity. Obviously, in the whole machine learning realm of things, there's that risk, but we can't be so short-sighted about this. So getting to
how would
a
I
question.
address that?
Yes, with the whole cheating and shortcuts and things like that.
Here's the thing. I don't believe it's cheating, because if you I'm honest about this. If I was to create the duck and goose and say, no, I hand drew this and I actually made it with AI, I would consider that cheating, because I didn't. I use, and my verbiage for it is, I commissioned Midjourney to generate this image for me. And that's the truth of the matter. I didn't do anything. I just typed a bunch of words in. And so it's I commissioned the goose or I commissioned Midjourney to make me this goose. And And that's kind of how I say it. As far as jobs go, you're still going to need the artist because most people don't have a clue how to fix these things. And if you are still working with your artist, you could say, hey, I really love this image, but we've got a few problems with it. The eye is too small. There's some straws of hay that I need to get rid of, but you can't do it yourself. So you still need us. What I will say, however, is I would recommend, we're kind of in a revolution. Like we're in a revolutionary period because it's doing stuff in a lot of industries right now that we just haven't been able to do before. So just always kind of being open-minded to at least trying it and just staying updated, I would recommend. As far as jobs go, I would say the kind of lower end of the spectrum is probably going to get replaced. Like if you're only just wanting to get a cute picture of your dog real quick, that's probably going to go away with some of this. However, people still admire full human artwork, and they will probably still commission people to get out their tools and paint from their mind, because it might get old one day. People might not like it, after a while. Some people may get tired of it, but you still won't ever be tired of the human touch. And that's kind of the differentiator between, replacing people or not, is there's some video game companies where they're like, no, we don't want AI because half of our player base will not play our game anymore because they don't like the art. And so that's something to consider. And so, however, what I will say is this technology will help you generate hundreds of geese and eggs. And if you wanted to go and hand paint one of them, I know a lot of artists that do that as well. And I think that that's original content because they sourced, they did their research, and then they applied an execution from their own hand, which is what they used to do in the past. Like if you like a fantasy dragon, you can go in, reference it, and then make your own dragon. Or you could kind of do that in one and maybe add your own style to it. But artists have been doing that for years. The difference with AI is that it does it immediately and it doesn't really require a lot of work. The images are gorgeous. The images are beautiful, but that's the indicator. When you go to the high level, you may want to still do human. However, sometimes it doesn't really matter. You could do a big campaign with an AI image, and as long as it fits the script to what they need, then I think it'll be all right. I mean, because, at the end of the day, for advertising, people just want content that's just relevant and impactful. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's kind of, I think
so. Specifically with these images, like the one, obviously that enormous golden egg, not anatomically correct, but
no.
So you can shrink that. You could also delete the little white normal looking eggs as well.
Yeah, so in Photoshop, they have something called generative fill. So what I would probably do is select the bottom two eggs and just say empty. And what it'll do is it'll redraw that side of that kind of nest, and then it'll redraw the stuff over there. Then what I could probably end up doing is I can select that egg, make it smaller to where I want it, and then all that space up top that it opens, I circle it and I say fill it, and it'll just blend it like it does on that background, have the same exact texture. So if you are like, I love this duck, I love this, but the perspectives are off. You just go in and you can fix it. Right. And that's something that's game changing. And also there's kind of a meme about an elephant on an ad, and it was the front of the elephant, but the client was like, hey, I don't like the front of it. Can you turn it a little bit, or can you turn it around? It can now. If I was to select an elephant and say, turn it around, it'll turn it around. Or you could bring it to its side. So that's kind of a thing happening too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice. And then, so are you prepared to do some kind of live demo? I don't want to jump into, I can even go to a quick break so you can kind of do your thing.
I'm prepared for it. Yeah.
All right. Let me just jump to a quick little 30-second break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
right, and we're back. So, if anyone's interested in reading and they want to disconnect and pick up an actual real magazine, I would appreciate the support. You can go to goosemag.com and subscribe, and you can, while also getting print, you also have access to the digital one. But we specialize. My criteria is high value content. We want to put the word out, be a trusted resource for everything crypto, digital assets. And one of the taglines I'm hoping to run with here is AI and bots, oh my. And so it'll be kind of interesting to bring the whole AI functions into the magazine articles and future editions. So we'll have to talk about that, Wes. But are you ready to do your thing and share your screen?
Yes.
Let's see if I can do this right.
Okay. Okay. I think I started. Let me know if it.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay. Perfect.
I think you have to select a screen on your side, I believe.
I'm gonna hop around to multiple screens, so I may
there it goes.
So I'm gonna kind of show you some strategy stuff that you can do first. So I'm gonna make an ad for a hamburger. And basically you always start with strategy, right? So you say, I am opening a hamburger store, or I'm opening a burger shop, and I'm looking to create 10 advertisements about a really great deal on a burger with funny coffee that's kind of edgy. Could you please create 10 headlines, recommend an image for each, and explain the rationale behind each advertisement? And then I always say thank you, because when you say, it knows, I don't know, ChatGPT, when you say please and thank you, I feel like it works better. And
Wow.
So it's now it's going to say some ideas for you. And what I'm going to do now in this area is I'm going to say, imagine, and say professional restaurant photography of a burger, black wood background. And I'm just going to say saturated. And I'm going to prompt it to be in the size of this ad. And what I'm going to do while that's baking is I'm going to make 2 more. And from this, I'm going to make 12 burgers. And so you can kind of see what it says. So our burgers, hungry, meet your new therapist. 1 second, taste overdose alert. Yeah, so it'll give you some ideas. And then if you don't really like the ideas, you can say, could you please give me some sales promotions that are that are more refined and toned down? Please do 5. So I didn't really like these because they were just kind of too much. And so it's this one's free stuff. And it just really kind of opens my mind to what could be, Burger Lovers Week, buy 1 burger, get 1 half price. That one's perfect. So here's my hamburgers. And then I'm
bacon.
Yeah, so here's how it's being made. They're just kind of updating. And so you can see that they're at different percentages and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so what it'll end up looking like is these. And so I like that burger. And this is just a made up burger. Really what I could do is I could, if a client came to me with their actual photos, I could come in and recreate their food to where it actually looks like their food. And then just kind of get it quickly. This one had some,
if you wanted it to look like a McDonald's burger or a Big Mac, it could do it for you.
Yeah. So you just go in on your billboard and you get your flat image. You put your burger right there. And then it's it's got it right there. I don't have enough background, like I said here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, generative fill, and generate. And what it's going to do is it's going to fix the rest of that for me. And it'll give me 3 options. And this is a new tool in Photoshop that you can use. And what it'll do is probably draw this bottom part. Well, there's some food there. But yeah, like right here is perfect. So that's kind of what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'll do is, I'll go back to my ideas and like buy a burger, get one free. So I honestly think like buy one, get one free would be good for this. So it's just like,
It's a good way to
buy
launch.
one, get one free. And then like you just kind of make it like legible. So like, you use like Babus font. And then free is like the selling point. So you make that really big and, it looks good on that. And you just kind of, like, as you can see, it's not like all AI, but I'm using it as a tool. And so it's like, buy one, get one free. And you can just like click, make the yellow the color of that. And then you just need a logo. And so let me show you this. Like if you're just making stuff up, it's like professional logo design for a hamburger company, minimalist, like stamp. Like I want like a round stamp kind of look to it.
Nice.
And so right now, I'm gonna generate some of those. And then the second one I want to show y'all while that's baking is the nonprofit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start a new one, and I'm gonna say like I'm looking to help like solve hunger issues in Denver. I'm going to be using like advertising on a billboard to help raise funding for the food bank. Could you please give me 10 really strong concept ideas to display that have headlines under 6 words, and recommend an image and include the rationale? Could you please make the tone straightforward and very simple? And you literally just speak it just as like exactly how you want it. And what it'll do is do that. I'm gonna check back. Some of the logos are being made. This one looks kind of good, but like if I was really doing a logo for a company, like my process for that is way longer. But this just kind of shows you that you can make like general starting point ideas. And so like this first one right here, like the burger looks kind of weird, but you can use that stamp, and then you just, for example, I may actually change the burger in Photoshop for you. So what you do is you just get that burger, come back in here, and go in on the file. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this top part out, and then I'm going to like delete it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say like a selection of the burger area. And then I'm just going to generate, and I'm just going to say like delicious burger cartoon. And I don't know, this is in beta, so sometimes it doesn't work as well. But what it will do is give me different hamburgers based off of this hamburger that I just made. So
this is the AI function within Photoshop.
Yeah.
No way. Look at that.
Some of them are kind of crazy looking. Like this one's got like some like avocado weird thing going on.
A little royal top bun.
Yeah, like this one's
pizza
kind of
pretzel bun. I mean,
yeah, like you could just say like like sticker of a hamburger, white background. And like I'll just generate some more there, and then I go back to Photoshop, and it's in beta, so like they kind of suck, but like this one looks halfway decent. But you just have to get rid of these other things. But if I still don't like that, I can just hop back here and just do this for an hour, and I'll find like better ones. But
yeah, so it's still time intensive, but I mean, gosh, look at like the possibilities. That's so cool.
Like I could draw like one that works, but like these hamburgers are like making a lot more sense. And then you're like, well, I don't really know what to name my company. It's like, and then here's these. It's like Denver's unseen problem, hunger. And it's like a juxtaposition of Denver's cityscape and a lonely, empty dinner table. Highlights the hidden crisis in a thriving city. Like your change, their meal, one plate closer. Hunger is closer than you think. A shadow of a child, their hands reaching towards an empty fridge. Like, I don't know, like these just kind of open your mind to that. It's like feed a dream, help fill Denver's empty plates. Every bite counts. Donate now. Change a life. And hunger. Like, and it gives you kind of some creative, avenues you can take. And then, like these burgers look way better. So I'm just gonna copy that one real quick. Come back, just like probably not even use this, but anyway, if I was, then like, let's just say that this is like the logo or whatever. You just have it there.
Yeah.
And it's just, you save it, and then bam, you've made an entire billboard.
Oh my word. Woo, that is magic.
Yeah.
So cool,
like,
man.
you could do like professional photography of a hungry child, and you just say like AR 7x2. And this is going to kind of prompt it in the size of that sign. And then like on design 2, like, I mean, and it's just that fast. So like you just go in on this one, and it'll be like whichever one you said. So like change a life, end hunger is a good one. And so like if you have creative block as a graphic designer, there's no, like, you can get out of it, because this is going to give you nothing but a massive amount of ideas and accurate photos that like match the campaign. And then I would do this here, and then I would have some sort of call to action. So I would just say like, donate at, XYZ. I'd probably put it in yellow or something. And so I'm gonna like just, yellow. It's like donate to, like donate at like foodbank.com, because this one's like pretty just generic, but like it gets the job done. And then you can go in and like, donate at foodbank.com, and then kind of make this larger. And what will happen is Midjourney is working on my image. And so I'm going to try to match the board to what it does. So like, I don't know, like this one looks pretty decent. This first one, the hand is kind of messed up, of course. Well, no, actually the hand looks pretty good, but doesn't really understand eating.
There's some cute ones in there too.
Yeah. So like this one, you take it and you just put it, and you can get the emotion, your face really a lot. And then what I do, just because I've been in the business, I desaturate her a little bit, and then I kind of move my copy a little bit over, and then I just kind of, make it like that. And then like you can just save it, and it's like, bam.
Gosh,
like,
holy cow.
Yeah. So like for a real campaign, I would probably spend a few more hours on this, just making sure that everything's right. I may even fix her hand. So like you can like highlight the hand here, and you can say like, remove the hand, because it looks kind of silly. So like you can just remove the hand. Oh, hold on one second. Remove hand. Sometimes it bugs out too.
Yeah.
Sometimes Photoshop thinks it's something different. So it's like, I got that orange alert there. But usually it's just going to repaint this area completely. And there you are.
Look at that.
It. And just like that, I didn't have to really do much. And now she's here. You can see her face. There's a little bit more white space in the design. But if you really, as a designer, as a human, you could just say like hunger ends here, comma, Denver. And it's like, that's like a really like, straight up just headline. It's like hunger ends here, Denver, donate at foodbank.com. And it's just like the ad,
Gosh.
But, just in that short time frame, I just made 2. But
that's
how I do it. And as a creative, really what it is about is like when I really, really do one, like for real, I meet with a client, I identify the name of the business, and I generate like a whole presentation for them. We identify what types of imaging is going to be appropriate for their campaign, what type of like fonts is appropriate, like what the colors should be, how it resonates with people, why it resonates with people. And I do use ChatGPT to help me kind of discover these things. But at the end of the day, I monitor it as like a consultant, and I basically direct the AI to give me resources. I then take those resources and implement a better strategy using them. And it does quite a bit.
So being in the media publishing world, I know color matching or Pantones are important, especially when you're talking about branding assets. Does that come up every now and then?
Yes. So I usually just copy the hex code. If they've got a brand guide, usually what they'll say is like, here's our blue and our green and our, whatever. There's two different color spaces. There is RGB, which is digital screens. Digital screens allow for neon, that because they're backlit. So backlit screens allow for like that really, really bright blue and neon and stuff, but CMYK is muted. It's made with inks and it's not backlit. So you have a little bit more muted colors. But what they do is, okay, this color in print looks really, really, really close to this color on the screen. So these are our hex codes to use to make sure that they are consistent throughout the process.
Wow.
But that's kind of how you do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that way. And then the fonts, you just kind of have them send it to you and make sure it's the right one, because usually just match it across everything.
So since you were showing billboard examples, can you bring up your website and show some of your current works?
Yes, and there's more than billboards there. I'll show you a few other things that might surprise you. So I'm gonna, like, I made some kind of cool shirt ones. But let's just kind of dive in here. And it's gonna take a second.
Yeah, your frog billboards were amazing. And so, just, I mean, how fun too, to create cool stuff like that.
Yeah, so like I do wallscapes, transit creative for buses. I do stuff in airports, all types of out of home, social media management. I do branding, like all these things. And I also do coaching and training. So let's just dive in. These, for Memorial Day, I made these using Midjourney. So these are images of like brisket and ribs, and I hope y'all had lunch today, because like right. It's got mashed potatoes with bacon and cheese, and it's got like mac and cheese with bacon. We got potato salad on there. We got some jalapenos on the grill. And, you know, I was watching a barbecue series on TV with my friends during Memorial Day, and so we cooked some too. And while they were doing it, you know, we came up with these food images. And so now if a barbecue restaurant comes to me and has similar looking food, I can either use this. If the barbecue restaurant comes to me with a specific style of corn, I then take that image and I can make their food. So it's actually like professional photography of their food, like for real. These next ones are just like kind of cool t-shirt, kind of really edgy skeleton pirates and soldiers. I really have always kind of liked this style of just, you know, high contrast depth. So these are kind of like shirts and phone covers and cases and stuff.
Bikers, rock bands.
Here's a billboard that I made just to kind of show what I can do. I made the flowers on her, the logo, I made the lipsticks everywhere. And it's just something that kind of throws you off guard. This is human artwork completely. This is me without AI. So this is what I can do without my technology. But it's just, the more manual you have, the better. Eat Humans, Not Too Chewy. This is an ad that is basically about monsters that I created, and they are my monsters. They're like my brand. And it's just, you put them up just to be funny and kind of be crazy. But I have hundreds of these unfortunate creatures, and that's what I call them. They're just unfortunate. I design pinups, so like any style, like I've got like these kind of 1950s looking ones here, and like this like Marilyn Monroe style, but I can do that style. And that's something that I want to kind of bring back a little bit. You just don't see that
vintage
feel.
Love it.
And then here's the frog one you're talking about. Like it's got some frogs, cheers. And it's a brand that I made with ChatGPT. So like a lot of kind of, you know, ideas went into this with that. Here's some shirt designs that I've made. I made the model himself with a shirt. I'm trying to get those up for sale, but it just shows you the range of things that you can actually kind of do with it. And you can kind of make them that way. I got inspired by like rain the other day. So I made some like really nice canvas art about like rain on stones. And so there's that. And then, like here's kind of the complexities that you can like get into with this technology, and you can do it in minutes, and it's just very like fast that way. So that's kind of, and then also like, you know, I do like these vibrant ones as well, and so you can really kind of get in there and make all types of different stuff. And then like this one, a commitment to helping the world. It's got like this protect big cats one.
Mm.
Like I said, I like to do billboards for nonprofits, so I'm able to create the images for that. And then here's some of these again. This artwork is an AI ring, and then I did the diamond stuff behind it myself. This is a human art. This is just me again, and then this one up in Houston. Um, and then here's some other big cats, but you can kind of see like the details on it and stuff, and it just makes it better. And then on some of these, I put like Wes Frick XAI so that you know, because I think a lot of people are like, well, how will we know what's real or not, or what we can appreciate or not? And I think that it would be nice to have like a robot head or just like some sort of indicator of AI art on your ad so that if people don't want to admire it, they don't have to. Like, so I'm trying to still figure out what that is, but I think adding some sort of image on it would be good. This right here, this mad turtle just went up in the Philippines. June is Philippines Environmental Month, so I did a bunch there. But this is an AI image, but it just shows the dramatic like impact of how mad this turtle is that he's wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
And you know, like that. Like I made these kind of haircut models. This is a logo that I made in Midjourney, and then I just kind of said best cuts in town. And really, the reason I do all of these, just kind of like this, is to show what I can do while keeping my real clients kind of private. This one is a completely human artwork. It is not AI, but it is something that, like, you know, I dotted all of her dress and I did like these lines and stuff there. And then, yeah, and then that's pretty much about all I've got for that. So, yeah.
Man, someone's going to gobble you up, man. That's super talented. Congrats on what you've been able to create. I mean, that's after 10 years. I mean, that, you know, just shows what you can do and just keep expanding beyond that. So that's powerful. Getting some good feedback from the guest tuning in. So fantastic demo. That's always
Thank
cool.
you, Eric.
Yeah. Well, cool. Let's take another quick break, and we'll be right back on to the next segment. So, you know, I love that you also add the consulting and coaching element to your business. You know, that commercial, you know, I'm super passionate about helping people get started with crypto the right way, which is safely, confidently, then profitably. And then, you know, I would say the low hanging fruit for you is social media. You touched on that as one of your services.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about that a little bit. Love to have you share that with the audience.
Okay. For social media advertising, I recommend in this day and age to make a Square advertisement because the Square can go on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. To write the copy for it, you need to identify what people are looking for from you. So social media really is kind of like to me, it's kind of like a portfolio in a sense of like, how active are you? What are the type of things you're saying? And overall, do you like stay consistent with what you're trying to sell? And I think that that's kind of the premise of just to start basic at it. Identifying content for all holidays of the year is very important for your social media, such as Memorial Day. We just had Memorial Day happen. You know, we have all these things kind of happening throughout the year that if you want to take part of that, I would recommend to plan that out. You can also do that with ChatGPT if you don't have the idea for it. And you can also identify like the top 10 areas of things that you should be promoting. Like, you know, for my business, for graphic design, it's like, you know, we're going to talk about contrast. We're going to talk about color. We're going to show examples. We're going to highlight clients. We'll do testimonials. And there's all these types of areas. And then you can kind of use the AI to make you 30 social media posts about, you know, color, and then make 30 social media posts about contrast. You could make 5 years of social media content in a week with this program. And so that's kind of the kicker for me.
Wow.
But yeah, social media is the most accessible to most people. A lot of small businesses use social media to kind of get their name out there. And yeah, I recommend, kind of using these tools and seeing what they could do as well. But then also, if you want just human made content, then just do that. So.
Yeah, and the content side of it is so overwhelming, where again, a tool like this can just help with productivity. But we all know as business owners, we need to be doing this, and that's usually what gets left out, especially if people like myself struggle with that. And I think plenty of the people in the audience can relate to that. So, utilizing these tools, or someone like yourself, it really comes in handy and becomes an asset to the team. And then as far as since we last talked, you mentioned you added this coaching element. Maybe jump into that a little bit too.
Yeah, so for coaching, a lot of people are really scared about AI, and so it's like, okay, if you would like to learn more, I do coaching to train you specifically on the things that you need and kind of guide you on how to do it. So like with consulting about AI, like what I do is I go in and like I kind of teach you how to do it, and I like teach you how to prompt and how to understand and navigate the world of AI, just because a lot of people are like, AI, it's scary. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And especially in business, if you don't know how to use it and you're just, hearing that all these people are making this stuff so fast, it's good to learn how to use it too, because what'll happen, basically what'll happen is if you have a roofing company that just regularly does what they do and another roofing company that's just as good, but they use this automation tool, they're going to make a ton of content, and they're just going to be able to make more and have more to select from to go against you. So it would be a good idea for you to have that same amount of content to fight back at them, because if you're thinking about the overall landscape of the businesses that do the same exact thing that you do, and the other people are using it and know how to use this program, like they're gonna be more effective, because it's just a different world that we're living in. And I would recommend to embrace it because it's important right now to really know it. Anyway, I do training for that, if you like that. But I just outside of that, I do consulting just for general marketing, just to kind of really understand kind of what I look for in helping people. And I help a lot of people monthly with their businesses. And so like all of it really starts at the customer's journey. It starts at kind of like building who you are as a business, why you do what you do, and then identifying like ways to kind of bring that in realistically and attainably. And so that's kind of what I do.
So, obviously we saw you work your magic with Midjourney and ChatGPT. So for us who think we can DIY, so to speak, you would need those other tools that you were using to enhance the images, and that's where someone like you would come into play. Is that accurate?
Yeah, but there's also a lot of like free open source tools that you could honestly skip me if you wanted to. Like you could completely do it yourself. Like my cat could probably step on the keyboard and make a masterpiece.
Could you imagine? Wow.
Yeah. The barrier to entry is non-existent, but when it matters for your business and you want a backup, that's when you need your artist, because that's kind of unfortunately how we are now, I guess. So
yeah, and I'm glad you said barrier to entry. Same thing with crypto. It's minimal. You just have to take the time to learn it the right way, to be safe about it, and then the confidence comes with time and repetition.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, social media is a perfect example of that too. Yes, we all know we can do social media, but is it going to be consistent? Is it going to suck? Is it, are you gonna, as a business owner, gonna overthink every single post, whereas someone like you, as a third party, can come in and this looks cool. This gets my point across. This is a good message.
If you asked me to make the content for 3 months of social media to go on 5 platforms in 3 months, I could do it the same day, and it actually be really good content.
Same day. Wow.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
then
amazing.
Yeah. And then after I make it, like I'll have to schedule it, and scheduling that much content takes a few hours, but you can schedule all of this ahead. You don't need to actually wait for the same day to post it. You can just make the content, schedule it a couple months ahead, and then not worry about what to post on social media anymore. And like,
Right. And
that's what a
just
lot of,
wait to engage.
Yeah, get it made and get it out the door, because I don't know,
That's
social media
super
grows
cool.
your business a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you never know who's watching, and then even for you as someone as an artist, you never know who's gonna like really like be impressed with your work and be like, I gotta hire that guy.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So we're getting close to wrapping up. Is there like any last points that you want to get across or share? Any other cool stuff? I could look at your work all day. I'm sure the audience could too.
The biggest takeaway I think from this is just like, to do good with AI, don't be afraid to like be specific in what you want, and don't be afraid to be creative, because like, for example, I mean, if you're like had that one idea in the back of your head that you've had forever and you want to bring it to life for real, this program will do it. Like if you tell me I need a green apple on the beach at night in Japan, next to a book, next to a cat, next to a dog, on top of a boat, on top of a whale, it will make it for you, and it will exist. So I'm just saying, just don't, when you go into it, just know that if you really wanted to go there, you could probably get there. So,
gosh,
and that's kind of the way it's going too. So it's just crazy how much it does already.
Yeah. So what's kind of interesting is I went into Chat GPT and I said something along the lines like how graphic artistry is being changed by AI. Give me 5 headlines for the show, and I love how it spit out. I think almost word for word, beyond imagination, and that's really where we're able to expand. Beyond our own thinking or capability, because we don't have the time, we don't have the brain power, we have too many distractions. So, just using all these tools, I think, is just going to enhance so many lives. And I mean, like what you did with the solving hunger. I mean, you never know who, local activist in the area is going to be like, okay, I'm doing it.
Well, a lot of the things too is that those billboards for nonprofits go up for $0 almost nationwide, because all they have to do is upload the artwork to an empty space that would otherwise be unsold. So that billboard I showed you is a real possibility, because here's how it works. You have a billboard with 6 slots, 3 are sold, 3 are available, but time is ticking. If it gets sold, it gets sold. However, the companies also want to help people out, such as like the, animal shelter or the food bank or whoever, and you can get up there, like if you ask and you have good creative. And so it's like, okay, let's make 10 let's spend like a month on doing that process I did and make groundbreaking content based off of a month's worth of human effort plus augmented AI. And then let's implement those strategies into all the billboards in the world, so that every food bank's billboards are up in every single city, and there's a massive amount of donations to food banks that then allocate the resources to solve hunger. And that is a realistic and attainable idea. And then also you could do the same thing in email marketing. Like you could write an email about it using ChatGPT and include the artwork. You could do a social media campaign, schedule your content out like that and make it fast. You could write an article about it in the news. You could like send direct mail, but like, I mean, if you really wanted to get the word out, you can. And I think that I think a lot of people use it for themselves right now, but when you try to use it for good, it is very exponential. So like, it'll get you what you need.
Gosh.
But that's kind of the next step that I'm working on with billboarddesign.com, is having those causes and having the companies that own the billboards be able to go in and pick and choose which one would be good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of my next step. So.
Well, awesome. It just flew by. Thank you for sharing your talent and your ideas. And that's where I think this is really going to benefit people, is just, be creative. And in the show intro, it says crypto rewards curiosity, but I truly, I would always say, related to crypto, is NFTs reward creativity. And that's because of people like you. So thank you for your work and again, your ideas. And hopefully we have plenty of people that will start taking action. So thanks for coming on and being a guest at Goose Live, Wes.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. You take care.
You too.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.